Rachel Zegler has created a lot of problems for Disney and basically any company that she works with, but now we're hearing that the live-action Snow White adaptation may be facing major delays amid the Rachel Zegler drama. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, this won't really come as a surprise to many of you because we have heard several rumors floating around that this movie could potentially be delayed, but it really does now seem like this is the future. Like, they are seriously going to delay it. They don't know what else to do. This is their immediate plan, but it says amid woke changes, it seems that Disney's live-action Snow White starring Rachel Zegler might be delayed after all. Now, this film has been surrounded in controversy. Of course, Rachel Zegler herself has gone in front of the camera at any chance that she can to talk about the strikes and how unfortunate they are. She has gone out in public amidst all of this controversy wearing No Tears Left to Cry sweaters that are clear messages to her haters. She has butted her nose into other people's business and made statements on social media about Taylor Swift's relationship, saying how gross men are and how it's awful that men objectify women and make fun of their relationships and make jokes about their sex lives. And then, to top it off, not only is Rachel Zegler a problem with this film, but also just the creatives behind this project who are, making changes. Like, there's no longer the 7 dwarves, it's the 7 magical creatures slash companions slash homeless looking bandits. Like, it just does not resemble the original film in any way, especially when you take into consideration that they are removing some of the songs and it's no longer going to be as much of a love story. Like, it just is unfortunately not Snow White anymore. But amidst all of these changes, we have seen Disney seemingly double and triple down on this film. There were a couple of rumors floating around that they actually wanted to cancel it, but at this point we know that it's filmed, we know that it's at least almost done, unless they have to reshoot things, and it seems like that is actually why they are now are heavily considering delaying it, because they can't get Rachel Zegler back to actually film any more of it. It says, though, Disney's live-action Snow White film is currently scheduled to be released on March 22nd, 2024. Recent reports, though, say that it might not be ready after all. A report shared by The Direct indicates that Disney might be stuck in limbo as it tries to get Rachel Zegler back to finish up filming. Currently, there is a backlog of projects that need to complete filming, which may force some big names to potentially drop out of commitments they made prior to the strikes. One distribution executive noted that there is no precedent for what films get started or restarted first with regard to where actors' contractual obligations lie, the reports share. So we know that she previously had filmed all of her scenes, so now the issue lies in that they need to bring her back to reshoot some scenes or reshoot additional scenes, and because she is one of the actors who is striking, they can't do that right now. So this whole entire project is currently stuck in limbo. It says not only is there a backlog of projects that have to be completed within Disney and no precedent as far as contractual obligations are concerned for actors, but Rachel Zegler is also set to begin promotional work for her new movie, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, once the strikes come to an end. We don't even know if that is going to happen. I did talk about this in a previous video, but the actors have not made a deal yet, okay? SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP have not made any deals, and it does not look right now that there is an end in sight for the actor strikes, meaning this Hunger Games movie is supposed to release in November, on November 17th, so they have about a month for the strikes to end and also push out the promotional material, I don't know if there's going to be enough time. I do not think that she is actually going to do much, if any, promotional material for the Hunger Games, which honestly may play in its favor, because whenever Rachel Zegler goes into interviews and talks about franchises that she's part of, she seemingly pisses off more people. She gets more people furious with her. She just always knows how to say the wrong thing. And this might play in their favor because she can't make any controversial statements if she's not going into all of these interviews. So maybe behind the scenes, the creatives on the Hunger Games are actually a little bit happy that the strikes are not over yet. But at the same time, this still does not play in their favor to some degree, because she is the lead actress, and when movies don't have a lot of promotional material, we've heard that they just don't do as good as they were expecting. It's kind of a running trend at this point. But when it comes to Snow White, I don't think that there's anything that could save this movie, even if some of these reshoots potentially are trying to bring the movie closer to the original animated, the 37 film, or if they have just decided to film maybe more romance scenes. Like, we don't know what these scenes would entail, but I don't think a couple of scenes would save this movie, right? I think that unfortunately they would have to, unfortunately for them, they would have to completely scrap this film in order to make it successful. They'd have to completely restart without Rachel Zegler, and that just doesn't seem to be in the cards right now. But I've talked about this movie several times, most notably how apparently branding experts are warning that Rachel Zegler backlash could ruin the big budget Snow White remake, and they also predicted that executives will be having crisis talks in order to win back fans ahead of the 2024 release, and that, in combination with the rumors of the delays, have created this picture that Disney does not know what to do at this point, which I do believe to a certain extent, because even though they have a lot of people at the company and a lot of people who have handled with controversy, it does really seem like they are twiddling their thumbs and they're not sure what direction to go in, because on one hand, they could release this film in March and just get it done and get it over with and release it, and if people like it and it does well, that's great, and if it doesn't, that's unfortunate for them, or at least the way that they view it. But on the other hand, they may look at it as, we should delay it as long as possible to distance ourselves from the controversy, to distance ourselves from what she has said, so maybe people will forget if it comes out in like a year. I don't think that any amount of time is going to change the situation that they find themselves in, because Rachel Zegler is the lead actress. She is going to be on the poster. She's going to be in the promotional material. Like, this is her movie. So the internet never forgets. It's just inevitable. I don't think that if they delay it by a year that it's going to make anything different. I think that it will still face backlash when it launches, no matter if it's in March or if it's in June or if it's in August or September. I do not think it is going to change anything. I think that this movie is going to face serious backlash, and it's not going to do as good as they're probably hoping. But yes, right now there are even more reports releasing that the live-action Snow White film is going to face major delays, and at this point, I personally believe them. I don't think that Disney will launch this in March, but obviously, only time will tell. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.